My name is Jason Upshaw. I have multiple sclerosis and I was diagnosed 21 years ago. The very first time I came, it was relapsing remitting, and it progressed to secondary progressive, and that was the second trip that we came. So, and I haven't actually felt this good in years and years. So I have no MS symptoms whatsoever, other than a little bit of heat fatigue still. But other than that, I have no numbness, no tingling, and I haven't felt this good in years. When I come, actually the first time I went was to Costa Rica with y'all's clinic. They put me on the airplane in a wheelchair, and of course they transferred me in our connecting flights in a wheelchair, and I couldn't walk from here to the door without just being exhausted, and I still had a lot of numbness and tingling then. But when we got home from my first treatment, I walked off the plane, got my own luggage, and walked out to the parking lot to the car that was waiting. So it just changed my life in one trip. Of course, the numbness and tingling gradually went away. I haven't had any numbness or tingling in years, and the fatigue has gotten a lot better. A lot of it, if I'm smart, I don't have any symptoms. I know my limits, and if I push them too far, but it's not. I don't think it's just MS. I think it's just when you get tired, your body shuts down. So I don't blame MS for any of it. I blame a lot of it on. I just like to go, and if I push it too far, I pay for it. But if I use my head and I'm smart, I don't have any problems at all.
Can I ask a question about? So Jason, you first came in 2008. I think it was like in August or something.
Yes,
around 2008. And then when did you come a second time?
What, 3 years ago is when it was my first trip here to Panama.
And that would have been 2010 or 2000? 2010.
2010, I believe.
Yeah.
So,
and so like in 2010, what kind of symptoms were you having? So you were in 2008, you felt really great for some period of time, and then you felt the need to come back in 2010. What kind of symptoms were you having then?
the numbness and tingling wasn't an issue. I could tell that I was dealing with more fatigue than I had been. And so before I got down to where I was, I wanted to get a head start on it and come back before I got bad. And like I said, the heat was really bothering me then. My gait, when I was walking, I mean, people could start telling that I wasn't doing as good as I was. And like I said, before I got rock bottom like I was before I went to Costa Rica, I thought, I'll get back down here and try to get ahead of the curve. And that's what we did, and I've been going ever since.
Yeah. And so in 2000, and then so you felt better after that. Your heat intolerance got better.
It was a lot better.
Yeah.
A lot better. Like I said, I live in Texas, so it's going to be hot.
Right.
And but I think because of my medical history, I have to pay closer attention than most. But I don't care how healthy you are, you stay out in the heat long enough, and you're going to get drained, you're going to get tired. But it affects me more so than somebody without MS. But like I said, if I'm smart now and listen to my body, I really don't have any problems.
Yeah.
So.
Great. Michelle, earlier you were talking about what your impressions were of the staff and things in Panama.
Yeah, we have, I've been with Jason through every step of this, and I've been with him with the physicians that he saw in the States, and I would send anybody here. Everybody here is extremely loving, first of all, extremely hands-on, and it shows that they truly care. They are just so proactive in wanting to help you. It's not it's not a bother, even if you need a glass of water, it's just little things like that. Extremely professional, and just wanting to make sure you go that extra step to make sure that you understand what you're dealing with, to make sure you're not afraid with what you're fixing to do. And being on the opposite end of this and not being the one that's being treated, that's the one thing you feel so helpless. And here, I've never felt helpless in anything that Jason's had to go through. Everybody has been so reassuring and reaffirming of everything, and there's been no questions. And if there is questions, those questions get answered. And it's night and day difference. We're not just a number, we're a name, and it's not about the money that we're paying for this to happen. I mean, it's truly being done because y'all care, and it works. I mean, it just truly works. I'd send anybody here in a heartbeat, and including the therapy of it, the physical therapy. It's not you just go and exercise. You're taught life skill exercises that you can use from now to you're 100 years old, if you live that long, to where you can continue to build and be stronger and better.
Yeah, and I'd like to qualify this. I've had in the U.S., I have had some of the best MS specialists that there are, who are still good friends of mine. But it's my experience with MS in the United States is, they treat the symptoms and don't look for a cure. I've been on every MS medication that there is, until the last time I checked, beta-seron, Copaxone, Tysabri, and honestly the side effects were worse than what they were trying to fix in a lot of it, and it wasn't doing anything. They said that the goal of each one of those was to hopefully lengthen the amount of time between relapses. Well, it still means you're going to have a relapse. And when we decided to come here, it's, I want to fix the problem, and that's what we found here. And like I said, I speak to people with MS on a daily basis. I could make a full-time job out of answering emails and phone calls about, what stem cells have done for me. And I spend a great deal of time doing that. And like I said, I don't endorse the clinic. I don't get paid a penny for it, but to me that would be the most selfish thing in the world, is to know that this is here and it works, if I didn't spend the time and share my story, with other MS patients, because y'all have changed my life. I mean, I'm back. I'm still in law enforcement. I work a 40-hour week would seem like a vacation. I work a lot, and I'm not a proud man. The day that my boss gave me my badge and gun back, I cried like a baby, because that was really the only thing that I'd ever given up on. I don't give up. I never thought, well, I won't walk again. And I've had specialists tell me, Jason, you may not walk again. Well, all that would do is make me mad and more determined. But the only thing that I'd just nearly given up on was ever getting to wear a badge and a gun again. And y'all gave me that back. And every day when I get out of bed and take that first step, it actually means something. It's not I have to go to work tomorrow. It's I get to go to work tomorrow. It changes your whole outlook on life. And again, I owe every bit of that to your clinic. She was talking about the staff. I tell people every time I talk to them, this is the finest group of doctors that I've ever dealt with. Like I said, I've had some outstanding MS specialists in the U.S., but as far, I'll put the doctors here up against anybody in the world. The caring, the professionalism. I mean, if you have a question, they have an answer, and I know, speaking from experience, especially the first time when I went to Costa Rica, I was scared to death. I mean, I'd tried everything for my MS, and just nothing was working. Well, I decided one day, I've tried it all. Let's go. read about the clinic and actually got in touch with somebody who's another law enforcement officer, ironically, and he did a blog every day he was in Costa Rica. And of course I kept up with it religiously. Before had gotten back, I'd already sent in my application and was approved. And I went and met Preston Walker. The day after he got back from Costa Rica was the day before I was supposed to leave. And actually, we had emailed back and forth the whole time, and he was giving me a play-by-play. And it was wonderful getting to meet him when he got back. The first time I met him, if he didn't tell you he had MS, you would never know. And he had very similar results to what I've had, and he's still working today. But it was scary. I mean, I'm a country boy, I was raised on a farm, and for me to get on a plane and go to a whole different country to receive medical care down there, because we all hear the horror stories, of some, but man, after my first visit with the doctors, and I was completely at ease, and again, it's the finest group of doctors I've ever been associated with.
And we've heard that from everybody. We have a group of people that every time we are here, I keep a list of emails and I keep up in contact with people through Facebook and stuff, and everybody has said the same thing of those that we have visited with. They are just, everybody is happy. And I mean, from people dealing with children, that have children patients here to the adults, everybody is just, the sentiments we told everybody when we left we were coming on a family reunion, because that's how we feel. I mean, this is like a family for us. Y'all have loved us and have gave us and stood there with us through these hardest times in our life and have helped us have our lives back, and to us that's family. So
we sit in our driveway and cried the day I sold my electric scooter, because that's the only way I had to get around for the longest time. And I sold it, and when the gentleman come and picked it up, we sat down in our driveway and cried. I mean, it was so good to see that go. I mean, it was a godsend for me when I needed it, but it was sure good seeing that thing go.
Man,
We need tissues in here.
oh yeah, we need a box.
But no, I'll stand on top of the highest mountain and sing your praises to anybody that'll listen. Because, like I said, to me, it'd be the most selfish thing in the world if I didn't. I mean, I don't just think it works. I'm walking proof that it works. And I've talked to hundreds of people that have ended up coming down here, and I'm not going to say that everyone with MS has had the same exact results that I've had, but I can only think of 2 out of hundreds and hundreds that just flat said it didn't work. I mean, everybody. And that was my whole philosophy when I come down. I was so scared to get my hopes up. I mean, I saw what it did for Preston Walker. But I've been given every which potion you can think of, that this is going to make it all better. This is going to make it better. Whether it was medicine or herbal, it didn't matter. All I could see it doing was draining my checking account, not helping me at all. But of the hundreds of people I've talked to, with all but 2 has said that they were much better when they got back. And that was my whole philosophy. If I had a better quality of life when I got home than I did when I left, then it worked. I don't care how significant, how big, how small. If I had a better quality of life, then it worked. And boy, did it.
I don't think if it didn't work, we wouldn't be coming back. We wouldn't be coming back for maintenance. Advise a spouse that is wanting to help in any way. This is not a miracle cure. This is something that, just like with anything that you do when you change your life and you make that commitment, this is going to give you the tools and everything that you need, and it's going to jumpstart you to such a level where you have that will and that desire to to go again that I've seen in him. And then it's your responsibility when you're given that gift. You have to take care of it, and you have to maintain it, and you have to nurture it, and you have to, and that's why, I think Jason's been so successful, because he came into it so right in his mind frame, and that when he got that gift, with the stem cells, he's taken it and he's taking care of that gift, and has nurtured it, and we keep coming back, just to boost it and keep it going.
When we left to come down on this trip, I told my boss a couple of weeks ago that I was coming back down, and of course he was with me at the worst. I've worked for the same place for 17 years, and he's seen me at my best and he's seen me at my worst. And when I told him I was coming back down, he got a very concerned look on his face, like, are you having problems again that I don't know about? And I just laughed, and it was kind of the joke around the office. Like, no, I'm doing fine. I haven't felt this good in years, but I'm going down for a tune-up. So we've all got a good laugh out of that, and that's how I see it. Is I've come down for a tune-up, and I'll do it for the rest of my life, or as long as y'all will have me.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Very welcome. Thank
It's
you.
all crying.
Well, when we say we love you guys, we do. I've met her. I've not met y'all, but y'all you've been very dear to me, because I married this man not healthy, with walking with the assistance of a cane or a walker and stuff too. I was the one that got to pick him up at the airport that day and watch him walk upright like a strong man that he is for the first time. And it was wonderful. So that was the most wonderful thing anybody could have. So I loved y'all from that moment.